anytime I've done it, I would say out of the 20 times that I've done it, I've had one positive experience.
Mostrarle ya para mostrarle que estoy practicando mi vida real,
sí.
pero
In most of those cases, they just responded to me in English.
okay.
Sí, yo voy donde vas.
Okay. Sí.
Ya, sí.
Okay. Gracias.
Gracias.
Okay. ¿Cuánto cuesta una bolsa de?
$3.
Okay. ¿Ustedes tienen agua de coco?
In this video, I'm going to talk to you all about why I never try to speak with native Spanish speakers in the United States, and why I think it's pointless. So I have to start out by saying this point about not speaking to native speakers in the United States, native Spanish speakers in the United States, this is not something that I just came up with. I've practiced, I've been learning Spanish. Obviously, you all can see that. It's documented on my channel. But I've tried to go out in public and use what I've learned and practice. And I actually have some footage of me doing that in public in this video. But what I've seen, and I have a list of things that I wanted to write down because again, I'm horrible at remembering things. The main point I want to make is it's pointless, and it is pointless for these 3 reasons. One, people will not, I don't know why, and I thought this was a personal thing, but this is, you can look this up on the internet, you can look this up anywhere. People in the United States, most often than not, I would argue 90% of the time, will not respond to you in Spanish when you speak to them in Spanish if you're not a native speaker. Don't know why. I've heard other people say this. I've heard even like polyglots online that live in the United States say this. For some reason with the Spanish language, it doesn't really get that, oh, you're learning Spanish, how cool. It doesn't really get that response that other languages get. So that's my first point. People are not going to respond to you in Spanish. If they do, okay, so that's the first point. If they do, we're going to go to my next 2 points, which are, second point is that even if you do get a chance to quote unquote practice your Spanish in real life, those conversations typically, like usually are not going to be meaningful. It'll be ordering food, asking someone how they're doing, like it'll be passive conversations in passing. And so what do you really benefit from that, really, in terms of growing in the language? Like, you really don't benefit from that much besides being able to say like, I used Spanish today at the store. I don't know, I don't really see it being such a profound experience where it's just super important to be able to use it. I don't know. I didn't finish that point, but hopefully that makes sense. And then the third reason is that it can, I'm going to use the word destroy here, but it can mess with your confidence a little bit. And so let me dive into a few of these really quick, because again, I don't like having super long YouTube videos. So the first thing, I have tried speaking Spanish in the United States in different areas of my city. All around the city, we have I'm not going to say a large, but a decent population of native Spanish speakers here. Anytime I've done it, I would say out of the 20 times that I've done it, I've had one positive experience. I'm not saying the other 19 were negative. They were just like indifferent. It was just like the person was just like, okay, like, or in most of those cases, they just responded to me in English. I continue speaking to them in Spanish, they continue responding to me in English. That is not benefiting me in the Spanish language. I'm just throwing Spanish words at them. They're responding to me in English. That serves no benefit. So that right there is one reason why I say it's pointless. Just to highlight that instead of me talking so much, today I went to a very large Mexican market in my city. My dad actually lives over there, so I went to see him and then went to this market and recorded a little bit of footage of what these type of interactions usually look like. And again, you can see it's nothing profound. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll that so you can see it here.
Hey, ¿cuánto cuesta una caja de tomates?
Mira, esa cuesta 5.
Okay.
$5.
Okay.
This is $10.
Okay.
And that one for $17.
Okay. ¿Puedo tener este?
$5.
Okay. You have change?
That one for $5.
Okay.
That one $10. That one 15.
Okay.
That one 17.
Okay. Okay. ¿Tienes cambio, like change?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. 5.
5.
Sí. Y si no puedo regresar, está bien. Okay.
5.
Muchas gracias.
Okay.
¿Y puedo preguntarte algo?
A ver, dime.
Estoy aprendiendo obviamente el español.
¿Eh?
Estoy aprendiendo el español, estoy tratando de aprender.
Sí.
Es por eso estoy grabando. Mi maestro me dijo que tengo que grabar y mostrarle ya para mostrarle que estoy practicando mi vida real.
Sí.
Pero siempre cuando trato a hablar con gente en la vida real, nunca me responden en el español, usualmente en inglés.
Ajá.
¿Por qué crees que eso me pasa mucho? O no pero muchas
Sí.
de nosotros. Yo sé
Ajá.
que tienes negocio, pero...
You got it?
Ok, sí. Ok,
You got it.
okay, thank you.
No, you got it for the bus.
Oh, okay, abajo. Okay,
Sí, you got it in the bus.
okay, sí.
Ya, sí.
Okay, gracias.
Gracias.
Okay. So as you all can see, the dude is basically non-verbally telling me like, hey, can you just get your tomatoes and leave? Like, I don't have time for this. I have stuff to do. So I just wanted to highlight that too before we go to the next clip. Hola. ¿Cuánto cuesta una bolsa de...?
$3.
Okay, ¿puedo tener eso?
Sí.
Gracias.
De nada.
Hola. ¿Ustedes tienen agua de coco?
¿Agua de coco?
Sí. Ok, ¿cuánto por una caja así?
25.
Ok, ¿puedo tenerlo?
Ahora.
Gracias.
So as you all can see, like most people are just gonna respond to you in English, and even if they do respond to you in Spanish, just like, yeah, cinco, okay, gracias, de nada. They're very passive conversations. Now, it may be my personality. I'm just not super open and super, I can't really get people to talk a lot. But I've tried to extend myself and do all that. I've had one experience with a lady that was like, wow, you're learning Spanish, how great, you should visit Mexico, da da da. But outside of that, the experiences that I've had typically are like that. And again, this could be my personality. I thought that at first, but I looked online. This is a common thing. This is a common thing in the United States, and I'm sure in other countries as well, but I can only speak from where I live. So that's the first thing. People just won't respond to you in English, and those conversations are not going to be super meaningful. The third point that I want to make, and after this point, I just want to kind of show you all, at least if you want to just kind of ignore my advice and still go out and try, if you can look in your city for like a market or a certain area in your city that you know has a lot of native speakers, go there, try it, see if I'm lying, okay? See if I'm lying. I'm not saying all experiences are negative. I haven't had any negative experiences. That's not my point. They've all been indifferent, and they haven't been useful. Like, they haven't been beneficial, útil, like for for my Spanish growth. So the last point, like I said, is it can mess with your confidence. If you're, I'm essentially at the level of a 7-year-old, right? And so like in a language, when you're learning a language, you're looking for affirmation a little bit. And again, I'm a pretty confident person. I'm not somebody that's looking like, do you like me? You like my Spanish level? It's not that. It's just a natural, when you're learning a language, you want to get that affirmation that you're saying things correctly or that people are being reciprocal. And again, in my experience, like, I think what we think when we do that, like people that are learning a language, we think the person's going to automatically be like, wow, you're learning Spanish. How long did you take, how long have you been learning? And it just doesn't work out like that. Like typically it's just like, they just respond indifferently. It's like, okay, all right, whatever, cool, dude. Like, all right, bye. Like, so that's my third point. It's just like, I don't think it's really super important to practice here. Now, I know some of you are like, well, this was really a negative video. It's not, because what I've found is that my Spanish has grown a lot by meeting people that are in native Spanish speaking countries online, having conversations with them, having tutors, having exchange partners where you help them with their English, they help you with their Spanish. I think that is more fruitful. That really has helped me more than walking around in a Mexican market asking for the price of melons like you saw in this video. So I just wanted to share that because I didn't really see that online when I first started learning Spanish. Again, everybody was like, you really need to get out there and just try to speak to native speakers. Again, even in English, you just walk up to somebody randomly and just start having a conversation. That conversation is not going to be super, most often than not, it's not going to be super profound. So I don't know, it's just something that I wish I had seen, and that's the whole point of this channel was, when I first started learning Spanish, I was curious, like what could I expect, what level could I expect to be at after a year, 2 years, 3 years, and I couldn't find anything, really months per se. So I couldn't find anything, and so that's what motivated me to start this. So this is something, again, in that realm of like, hey, had I known this when I first started, it would have saved me some awkwardness, some weirdness, some expectations that I had that were higher. I could have lowered those a little bit for the interactions that I would possibly get. I will say this though, from what I've seen and what I've, people I've spoken to, that reception that I look for, a lot of times other people look for, you get that when you're in another country, I feel like, because obviously you're gonna have an accent. They can see that you put in the effort to learn that language, and they don't have the option a lot of times. Of course, if somebody speaks English, that's different, but at times you're speaking to somebody that only speaks Spanish, and so I think that's a better experience. That's a more fruitful conversation because you're forced to use, I don't know. You're forced to use the words that you're forced to describe things that you don't know per se, and I feel like it's just a better way to learn. And I know everybody doesn't have the luxury of traveling, so again, that's why I would say that those online resources help a lot. Just interacting with people online, for me, has really helped a lot. But this, again, the speaking in person and ¿cómo estás? It works. It's great. You can say like, I spoke in Spanish today. You can listen to conversations and it'd be great. But I don't know how really, in terms of the actual language learning process, how beneficial it is. Okay, so I don't want to repeat myself a lot. Again, hopefully this video is not too long. Looks long already. So if I have any more footage, I'll kind of just show you what this Mexican market looks like in my city, just so you can get an idea of, again, some places that you could go to and practice if you feel like this dude doesn't know what he's talking about. I use Spanish all the time and I've never had any problems practicing. So all right, so that's it. I will see you all in the next video.